We're standing in a spot called High Water Mark, and if I can try this again, we're standing right here, called the High Water Mark. This is Meade's headquarters. Remember, the Union Army is stretched along here. From across this valley is Seminary Ridge, and this is where Virginia and North Carolina, more Virginia, came with Pickett's charge, and they made it across, coming across this field, and they made it as far as this copse, what's known as the copse of trees, and they came along, and when they reached this stone wall over here, that's when they were just cut to shreds. And they started with 12,000 men, and I think the number is 6,000 or more that they lost. But why it was so important, this is kind of what it looked like. Coming across from Seminary Ridge, Cadore Farm, an old farmhouse. They came marching around both of it, across Gettysgurg Road, then right to where we stand right now, coming across these rocks, and they made it to this copse of trees before they were blown to smithereens. At any rate, the reason why they call it the High Water Mark, you know, Lee was coming up from the south, invading the north, and 12,000 Confederates had thrown themselves against the Union line, and nearly half of them had been killed or captured. And so General Meade, after this attack, Pickett's charge, he prepared his men for another attack on the 4th, which would have been the 4th day of the battle, but it never came. Lee left Pennsylvania and left the Union and began its muddy retreat into Virginia. And years after the battle, Pickett's charge and its failure came to be known as the High Water Mark of the Confederacy. The war would continue for nearly 2 more years, but Lee's Army of Northern Virginia would not invade the North again. A Union officer who had witnessed Pickett's charge wrote, "From that time on, the march of the rebellion was toward Appomattox." So here we are in Pennsylvania. Okay. And this is where Lee eventually surrendered at Appomattox, Virginia, in 1865. But this was the turning point of the entire war, right here. Just take one walk over here while we're still on this. We have one last stop at the National Cemetery, and this is a memorial for, this is in recognition of the patriotism and gallantry displayed by the respective troops who met or assisted to repulse Longstreet's assault. This is the high water mark of the rebellion and the repulse of Longstreet's assault. This is where it stopped.